Pest Control Marketer. Grow your business like never before. Call 770-993-0004.
Well, hello, folks, and welcome to the absolute first premiere edition of Pest Control Marketing.Live, live streaming internet TV show dedicated to helping PCOs and WCOs grow their business and be more successful. I'm your host, Hal Coleman, better known as Mr. Offline, and I'm here with my business partner and mentor and co-host, Mike Stewart, Mr. Online. How you doing, Mikey?
I am so excited to start one of my passions, which is live streaming television on the internet for all kinds of businesses. And, you know, one of the things I've always admired about you, Hal, over the years, even though sometimes you may not have liked things, but, you know, I'm going to give credit to you. This was your idea a couple of years ago. You wanted to do what we're doing today. And finally, the technology online has come around to where we can do it.
Well, that's great. And you know, I just want to say something about you, too. We've been working together 40 years. I think 41 years. Do you have some kind of a picture you can show what we looked like when we started working together 40 years
absolutely,
ago?
Hal. And I mean, if folks who are watching, now, if you're on the podcast repurpose of this, you won't be able to see these pictures, but you can see there's a lot of music influence. Look, there's guitars there that Hal has. There's guitars that well, you know, that's how Hal and I met 41 years ago. That's what Hal and I looked like 41 years ago. And we had the common bond of music that brought us together. And then, of course, our journeys and our paths still involve music and marketing. And, you know, I'm just as passionate about marketing as I am music. But that's how we met 41 years ago. You used to sing jingles for me, and you were a studio musician. You sang a lot of commercials for me, and we did album projects. And so, you know, we if you think about it, we were doing commercials 41 years ago, which was marketing and music.
Yeah, you know, and I was killing bugs back when I had that guitar in my hand. I was playing music at night and killing bugs in the daytime. And I got to say something, Mike, about the 40 years. We've been working together for 40 years. We've been friends. We've been in the trenches together for 40 years. And I just want to say this publicly. You get on my nerves, okay? You come up with an idea and you just beat me to death with it and drag me into it. And I'm at a comfortable place. And just when I get comfortable, here you come with another idea. And you've been doing that to me for 40 years. And I was under houses spraying bugs. And now I'm the host of the first live streaming internet TV show dedicated to my industry, pest control marketing. So thank you for never letting up. Never backing down, and putting those bruises on my rear end with your boot to get me to do things. So,
well,
and that's what we both deal with now with our coaching clients, is trying to do the same thing, is trying to push people, drag people, whatever we have to do to take them to the place where they tell us they want to be. But it's been fun. I'm looking forward to the next 40 years.
Well, you know, I've got to say that, you know, I've always heard in the online marketing world that I did a lot of speaking, is that you have to do what others don't, and you have to do what you fear, what you're not. If you're comfortable, then you're not growing. And that's what I've seen make a difference in my business. I know it's made a difference in your business. And, you know, I remember the day you told me I'll get a website the day you learn to skin a possum. That's a true story. I know it was your way of being humorous, but what you meant was that you know, you didn't want to change. You were doing good the way you were doing things. And I was a guy, I don't know, probably 20 plus years ago, I said, Hal, you need to get you one of these websites. I said, this is how people are going to find out about your business, and it works for you 24/7. And it's just crazy not to do one. And you said, I'll get one when you learn to. Well, guess what, folks? I've never skinned a possum, but Hal's been on the web.
30 years ago, Mike, almost 30 years ago. Yeah.
Well,
listen, I know we've only got, this is a half-hour show, but true to our promise is always giving people a lot of value to take away. And if you don't mind, I want to jump right into
Well,
this.
how start doing it, and folks, like I said, because we're on Facebook and YouTube, if you can see a place and want to post questions for later, please start looking for that now. But Hal, why don't you talk about what you're going to talk about on today's show?
What I want to talk about is a little example of unlocking the buying vault that exists in the customer's brain. If you want to unlock a vault, you got to have the combination, and there's a sequence in the numbers to the combination. I can give you the right numbers, but if you put them in the wrong sequence, the door simply won't open. So a good example of somebody that has done it right magically, and I just sit back and say he's done everything correctly, is the My Pillow guy, Mike Lindell. Now, Mike Lindell used to be a crack addict living on the streets, and he has created one of the fastest growing and most successful Fortune 500 businesses. I mean, he's just setting it on fire. Everybody knows Mike Lindell and his story. So here's the sequence. This is what I call the magic formula for selling, for getting that buying vault to swing open, and the customer is happy and appreciative, and they want to do business with you. They want to become your customer, not the other person's. And so the first thing you need to do is there's 5 steps. I call it, here's who I am, here's what I've got, here's what it'll do for you, here's how you get it, and here's why you should buy it now. So let's look at those in relation to Mike Lindell. Okay, here's what I've got. Here's what I've got. I mean, here's who I am. I'm sorry. I can't see my card when my face is behind it. Oh, this is fun. Here's who I am. Okay, he says, hello, I'm Mike Lindell, the inventor of My Pillow. Okay, the guy is smiling. He just seems warm and fuzzy. He's clutching his pillow in his arms, kind of bouncing around. He's telling you, here's who I am. I'm Mike Lindell, inventor of My Pillow. That is so important because most businesses, whether they're large or small, don't tell you who they are. They have a name of the business or name of the corporation or name of the small business, but you don't know who they are. And this subconsciously plays a big role in influencing your what I call Elmo, my subconscious mind, who makes the buying decisions. Elmo wants to know who you are because we like to do business with people. Not corporations, but with people, and people that we know, love, and trust. So you see Mike Lindell, you hear him smiling. He says, I've got this pillow. He tells a little bit of a story. It's made right here in my home state of Minnesota. I invented this pillow because just like you, I had a hard time getting a good night's sleep. Now he's identifying with his listeners and his prospects. I'm just like you. I had a hard time sleeping at night. So here's who I am. I'm a nice guy. I invented this pillow because just like you, I have a hard time sleeping at night. So that's who he is. Now, I found this out when I first went into the pest control business on my own back in 1990. I did a Yellow Page ad, and for some reason, I don't know why, I just put my name on it because I wanted people to know who I was. I didn't really realize that was important. But when people would call and I would say, how did you find out about me? They would say, I found you in the Yellow Pages. And I said, well, what made you choose my Yellow Page ad over the other Yellow Page ads? And the classic answer I got was, well, because you had your name on it and nobody else did. And I felt like I knew somebody to ask for. So I saw that work and didn't really understand why it worked at the time. So you got to tell them who you are. And a picture is great. You need your picture on your website, your business card. Here's who I am. I'm Fred Johnson with Fred's Pest Control. The second thing in the second number in the sequence is, here's what I've got. Here's what I've got. So he said, I've got this pillow, right? I'm Mike Lindell and I've got this pillow. So that's the here's who I am and the here's what I've got. And he tells how the pillow is made and tells the little story of the pillow because stories are so important too in your marketing. People want to hear the story. So here's who I am. Here's what I've got. The third thing is, here's what it'll do for you. Here's what it'll do for you. With Mike Lindell, it will give you the best night's sleep you have ever had. Plain and simple, the best night's sleep you have ever had. Now, in the pest control business, Here's what it'll do for you. It'll get rid of your bug. It'll get rid of your termites. It will get rid of your roaches. It will get rid of your mosquitoes. That's what it'll do for you. So it'll get rid of the squirrels in your attic. It'll get rid of these fleas. It will get rid of your bed bugs and give you peace of mind. So you got to tell them what it'll do for you. And that's very simple. And the way Mike Lindell does it, it'll give you the best night's sleep in your whole life. It will take away your problem. It will basically eliminate your pain, which is what we're trying to do in the pest control business. The fourth thing is, and people leave this one out, they really do. Here's how you get it. Here's how you get it. You'd be surprised how many websites I land on, Mike, that there's no phone number. I can't find out how to get in touch with them. And I'll go back over the homepage of the website. I'm scrolling, I'm looking for it. And all of a sudden I'll find it, maybe down at the bottom somewhere, some teeny tiny little phone number. And I say, wow, I missed that, the first 3 times I looked at the web page. Here's how you get it. At the top of the page, on the side of your vehicle, call now. Call this number. Here's how you get it. With us in pest control business, Mike Lindell says, visit the website, mypillow.com. Place your order. It's called the call to action. And the call to actions are so important. If you just put a phone number up there, some people will call it. But if you tell people to call it now, more people will call it, because we're just programmed to answer to a call to action. We've been told what to do all of our lives since we were born. Smile, play with your phone, eat your peas, drink your water, laugh, play with a toy, crawl, ride your bicycle, clean up your room, turn off the lights, get in the car, shut up. You get to school, teachers start telling you what to do. You go to work, your supervisor, your boss tells you what to do. You come home and your spouse tells you what to do. Come to dinner, mow the lawn, whatever. We're just born, we're programmed to obey commands. We can't help it. And so a call to action just plays right into that inner fabric of our subconscious, telling us what to do. So be sure to tell people how to get it. And call. If you want them to call, tell them to call. If you want them to click on a link, give them the link and say, click on this link. Call to action. And then here's the bonus. This is kind of the little secret sauce on top, the icing on the cake, you might say, is here's why you should get it now. Here's why you should get it now. Why should you get it now? Because if you buy it now, I'm going to give you this thing and this thing that you won't have to pay for. You're going to get these bonuses. If you buy your termite treatment today, I'll throw in a free pest control service. And I'll go ahead and do that for you now if you choose to allow us to do the termite work for you. So here's why you should get it now. A deal and a deadline. A deal with no deadline is really no deal. So because it won't prompt people to action. So a call to action, something that you offer them that they won't get if they don't buy it now. You can watch TV and watch how people sell on the shopping channels and everything. There's always a bonus. If you buy one now, but wait, there's more, so give them a reason to buy it now. So that's what I call the 5-step secret formula for success is here's who I am. Here's what I've got. Here's what it'll do for you. Here's how you get it. And here's why you should get it now. If you will follow that in your sales presentations, on your website, on your flyers, your sales letters, whatever marketing you're doing, try to follow that sequence, because don't tell them to buy from you first before they even know who you are, because you won't get as many closes. You won't get as much compliance if you get out of that sequence. So that's really the nugget I wanted to bring to you today in this first episode, is the simple secret formula the 5-step formula for success. So there you go. Mike, you're back. I can't hear you though.
That's because of television. You know, I'm the director here. I'm also the Ed McMahon, for those of you who remember the Johnny Carson show, the sidekick. But you know, what you've been talking about is just common sense, direct response marketing, which so many marketing advisors, ad agencies. I mean, there's a lot of different experts out there that they incorporate what I call unaffordable branding strategies in advertising. And you know, the 5 steps to selling here are just direct response marketing strategies that, you know, your mentor and my mentor, Dan Kennedy, and several other great ones. I mean, there's so many people that a lot of people they've never heard of, like Jay Conrad Levinson. I actually got to meet Jay. Probably some of you folks in pest control have never heard of him. Well, he wrote a book called Guerrilla Marketing. He created the Pillsbury Doughboy. He created the Marlboro Man. He was a brilliant marketer who knew the difference between branding marketing and direct response marketing. And of course, Dan, when I spoke at Dan Kennedy events, he used to say, you know, branding is wonderful, branding is great, but you can't afford branding. You have got to get people to respond with buying. That's what direct response is all about. So Hal, I remember when we started talking about marketing years ago, and you still had your pest control agency. You know, you used direct. I remember. I can't wait for an episode where we talk about. In fact, Rodney here, and I'm going to throw this up when we get to the Q&A sections. He talks about he misses the days of the yellow pages. You know, we could do a whole show on your yellow page story. Of how the guy.
You know what we got to do right now? I don't mean to interrupt you, but this is live. We got to take a commercial break.
Well, yeah, let's hear a word from.
This is new to me that we're going to a commercial break, folks. So we'll be right back. How's that? Hey folks, it's Hal here, and I want to tell you about my personal coaching program designed specifically for PCOs and WCOs who want to grow their businesses faster, easier, and build more value and wealth for your future retirement. To find out more, simply give me a call at 770-993-0004, and I'll treat you to a free 1-hour coaching session so you can see for yourself what I do and how I can help you. There's no obligation and no strings attached.
Google Pest Control Marketer. Grow your business like never before. Call 770-993-0004.
And we're back.
You know, when you told me you were going to do a little commercial that we could use there, I thought you were going to have like an actor like William Devane saying, you know, when I have money, I don't buy gold. I call Hal and Mike. That's the best investment that pays over and over again, no matter what the stock market. I thought that's what you had in mind.
Well, let me tell you something. This whole project here is an experiment, something I'm doing in internet marketing about businesses building live streaming. I call it my .live secrets. And it's being able to do television-like content, but on a shoestring budget. So yes, when the viewership keeps building and we have the budget, we'll call old William and see if he'll be your spokesperson. Until then, you get the Toonly. It's called Toonly.com, and it is a animated character doing what's called explainer cartoon commercials. And in fact, I've seen some national commercials using that strategy. So it's just it's a way to make a television commercial on a shoestring budget, and well, at least that's what we do today. But let's get back to the meat of things here. Huh?
I said, at least it didn't have a possum trotting out there with a little flag that says,
"Oh, I looked for one. I looked for one.
I know you did. Yeah."
But anyway, I was looking over here. We've got some people giving us some questions here. But, you know, basically what we talked about today was the secret formula for selling. And what we want to tell everybody in the Facebook group and on YouTube, one of the best ways to watch this show, we do it the second and fourth Monday of the month. Join the email list. Go to pestcontrolmarketing.live. That's part of the .live secrets concept that Mr. Online, that's me, has gone over here across the screen here and grabbed the neck of Mr. Offline and said, okay. But, once again, I told you earlier, Hal said, I would love for us to do, we've been doing a podcast, I guess, about 3 years now. And the way we do the podcast is we both have our good microphones, and we would get on Skype and have a conversation, but we never saw each other. We never had the ability to interact with people. And that's why this is an approach that we're doing in marketing, and we hope you like it. We want your comments. We want you to show up live, because that way you can interact. So let's get into some interactions here, because Hal, we're almost running out of time here. We're going to try to keep this to a 30-minute show, but I'm going to look here at the comments, and I'll show you what Rodney said. Rodney says, I miss the yellow days because now we only compete with competitors for attention, but about 50 third-party marketers are trying to get a piece of our attractions. What do you think about what Rodney has to say there?
Oh, I loved the Yellow Page days, because when I went into business for myself in 1990, there was only one. There was there was no internet, and there was one Yellow Page book, and it was a gold mine. I mean, I remember it was expensive to be in it, and I asked one of my mentors, a guy who'd been in the pest control industry for many years at that time. I said, that's expensive. I said, I don't know if I can afford to be in the Yellow Pages. He said, oh, if you want to grow your business, you can't afford not to be in the Yellow Pages. So I got in there and started just reaping new customers. Then another book came out, and then another book came out. Then there was about 5 Yellow Page books, and the internet came out. So yeah, Rodney is correct. I miss those days when the only experiment you could really do was just change something about your ad, but the Yellow Pages was a gold mine. I even bought a program one time at a Dan Kennedy super conference up in Nashville at the Opryland Hotel. There's a program called Yellow Page Mastery, and it was all the ways to use direct response marketing in your Yellow Page ad that I was totally not familiar with. And this is all the stuff that we teach today, but that was my first real exposure to it. And we'll tell that story, but I'll tell the story about how I made some changes to my Yellow Page ad based on what I learned in that program, and the response to my Yellow Pages went up a little over 300%. So 300%. So we'll talk about that in another episode. Also, something I'd like to do right now before we get into the questions, Mike, is tell people about my book.
All right. Go for it.
Bottom line, how to grow a pest control business. I wrote this book probably close to 2 years ago now, but I had worked on this book for quite a good number of years, because I wrote articles for pest control magazines, and I also did a blog. So I just went back and took these gold nuggets from many years worth of gold nuggets and compiled them into this book. So a lot of people tell me that this book is what they're using to grow their business. And the good thing is, how do you get it? You can get it free right now. You can get it free by going to howtogrowapestcontrolbusiness.com. howtogrowapestcontrolbusiness.com, and just download the book there. It's free and there's no strings attached. And when you download it, I also make you an offer on some training that you won't find anywhere else. It's a one-time offer of some training you might want. You might not want it, but that's okay. You get the book free anyway. And I'll follow up with you after you get the book and help walk you through some things in that book, and bring clarity to it so that you can use it to grow your business.
Well, Hal, one of the things that I want to share with folks is the fact that we have established the web address and the location, pestcontrolmarketing.live. So if you can just remember that web address and remember 9 a.m. Eastern, second and fourth Monday of the month, that's where we're going to make a commitment to be doing this show live. Now, one of the things that's great about the way we do this, it's going to be recorded. Back when I got my first video recorder, it was called a VCR. So nowadays it's called a DVR, digital video recorder, and it's called on demand. So in other words, all of those technologies are in place for you to get this great content. But, think of it this way. Our channel for you, just out of the passion of wanting to do it for you, is called pestcontrolmarketing.live. That means that's our channel. We've told you when we broadcast, and of course we want you to be interactive. So just remember that. And by the way, the link to Hal's book, the links to all the things that Hal does to help PCOs and WCOs and myself concluded are at pestcontrolmarketing.live. So that's what we're doing today. We're establishing the fact we've planted our flag in the ground. This is our channel. This is where we're going to go with it. We want your feedback. Leave comments. Even after it's gone live, you can still leave comments and we'll see them because it's in the Facebook group. It's a private group of just PCOs and WCOs. The YouTube channel is pretty much public. The podcast is public, but there's so many ways that you can connect with us and give us suggestions of things that you want to talk about. I believe the Yellow Page story is going to be a great show. One of the things I can tell you about Hal Coleman, he is one of the most creative human beings I've ever met. I know he ribs me to death, but he is so creative, and he will be able to educate you and entertain you and help you grow your business. So you definitely want to come back. So Hal, we got a couple of comments here that we want to get to. Rodney said this, and I think this is a good idea. He says, one more time, repeat the secret formula of selling formula one more time. If you just do that for Rodney.
Here's who I am. Here's what I've got. Here's what it'll do for you. Here's how you get it. And here's why you should get it now.
All right. Well, and I'll tell you, Rodney's already
technology here. The technology of this, these cue cards.
Well, there's actually some more ways we're going to do that, but we're taking this with baby steps right here. But hey, look here, Hal, this is what Rodney says. He loves the show. He likes the 30-minute length. It's easy to fit in his day. And congratulations. Thank you, Rodney. So Rodney, one of the things that we recommend you do is we can always give us a shout out to where your PCO, where your business is. I know not PCO, but where your pest control business is, where you're watching in from. I know we've got people today, and there's probably some people out there. I can see the numbers of how many people are watching, Hal. And so there's more people watching than commenting, but kudos out to Rodney for participating and making this truly a live interactive show. So looking at my clock here, Hal, we're almost up to the half an hour point. I mean, it's amazing how fast this goes when you're having a good time.
Yeah.
But if you have any last comments before we take the show out, please tell us what you got on your mind.
Well, I will leave you with one. If you're interested in the show, if you're interested in finding out more about working with Mike and me, just give me a call at 770-993-0004. Go to pestcontrolmarketer.com. Read the testimonials of the people that Mike and I have worked with over the years. They have their phone numbers there too. But if you're serious about help, give me a call. We'll set up a 1-hour coaching session for you. It won't cost you a penny, and there's zero obligation. We'll spend an hour together. I'll actually send you a questionnaire to fill out ahead of time about your business, your marketing, and your strategies so that we don't have to spend our hour together with me asking you these questions. I will do my homework for you so that you can come away from that call with some great meat, some great value. We'll identify some real low-hanging fruit for you in your business, and it won't cost you anything. So if you're interested, give me a call. I'd love to spend an hour with you. Mike, what will you do for them?
Well, that goes for me absolutely too. we're going to have the ability to call us. My phone number is 770-826-3662. I spend an hour with anybody that wants to go over and do what I call my 13 steps to online domination. Because you know what Hal was originally going to call this show was Mr. Offline and Mr. Online. So Hal is Mr. Offline, the bug guy. And we want to help businesses, and we love creating this online content that helps people know who we are. And please share this show, share our website. Like I said, share out there, Pest Control Marketing Live, get involved with our social media, subscribe to our podcast, subscribe to the email list. And that's how we can get to know each other better and better. And hopefully someday, maybe that's how we've been doing business. And we're going to be talking about things like radio jingles, YouTube jingles. We have events where we get into all kinds of direct response marketing. We have direct response marketing guests. So we're going to be teaching you and sharing with you success stories that can make a difference in your business. So Hal, I'll tell you what, we got to get on out of here. So why don't you say goodbye? And that's our first PestControlMarketing.Live show.
I will say goodbye, and folks, thanks for watching. And let me leave you with this suggestion. Always keep your nose to the wind and your eyes along the skyline, because you never know when or where the next opportunity will present itself. And if you're not looking out for it, you'll probably miss it. Thanks again for watching. We'll see you next time.
Hal Coleman has been active in the pest control industry for over 40 years, including owning and operating his own successful pest control business for 18 years. He now devotes his time to helping other PCOs and other WCOs double, triple, and even quadruple their businesses faster than they ever imagined. Be sure to check out his website, pestcontrolmarketer.com. For more information about Hal's coaching program, you can reach him at 770-993-0004 or email him hal@halcoleman.com. Mike Stewart is known as the Internet audio and video guy. Since the birth of the Internet, Mike has been showing small business owners how to get more new customers, increase their sales, and grow their businesses online using audio and video, now with iPhones and Android phones. For more information about Mike's coaching program and his online training courses, visit MikeStewartCoaching.com or email him mike@internetaudioguide.com.
Google Pest Control Marketer. Grow your business like never before. Call 770-993-0004.